Cedric, welcome to Switzerland. Nice to have you here. Do you see something of this country, or is it just like landing and flying back?
Yeah, that's pretty much how it is. I landed yesterday, and we drive out here. We go to the gym and make some pictures and videos, you know, doing my workout, and we do this today, and then I fly out in the morning.
In your opinion, what is a good bodybuilder?
That's kind of hard to say. I think it depends on the person that's looking at that bodybuilder. It depends on their opinion, you know. Maybe, for example, when somebody looks at a bodybuilder, they try to identify something in that bodybuilder that they can relate to, you know. Maybe a bodybuilder that's kind of short, maybe he won't like a tall bodybuilder, and maybe a tall bodybuilder won't really look up much to a short one, you know. I know for me, when I first seen bodybuilders from the old days like Arnold Schweizermeister and all those guys, you know, I just appealed to it, but I appealed to anybody that had muscle at the time. I don't know, even as a young kid, I would just go crazy when I seen a bodybuilder, you know. But nowadays with social media and all of this stuff, and with the personalities of the kids and the people of this new generation, things are a lot different, you know. So now I think the children and the young people, they feel a little more entitled. So, you know, it's really easy for them to say, "Oh, fuck that guy," you know, or "Oh, that guy looks like shit," you know. It's
like
really,
playing the judge.
Yeah, it's really, and I believe now the people of this generation now are more judgmental than before, you know, than say maybe 10 or 20 years before, whereas people were more likely to look at someone and appreciate what they see versus looking at someone and then maybe judging, like you say, you know. So it's kind of different, you know. But I know for me, the type of bodybuilder that I like, you know, I really couldn't put my finger on one type. I love to see big guys like Ramy and you know, Nasser El somebody from the old days, because they were so massive, and that was very impressive to see. I also like, you know, guys like I said, Arnold Schwarzenegger and Lee Haney, that seem to embody, you know, the size along with the aesthetics. But I also like to see guys, you know, that have the physique guys, you know, with the really ripped abs and, you know, a nice little beach body. I like those too. You know, so I just like bodybuilding in general, you know. I just love it, you know. You
talk a lot about the past, like the past models like Arnold Schwarzenegger. So was it like a dream for you becoming a bodybuilder?
Yeah, when I was a kid, I would always dream that, you know, one day I'm gonna grow up and have muscles like that, you know. And even I was 5 or 6 years old, you know, at home doing push-ups and sit-ups, you know, because I wanted to have muscles. I never thought about being a bodybuilder, but I just wanted to have muscles, you know, ever since I was a kid.
But how much does one have to invest? Not like time. I mean, I think you have to give up a lot of other things like normal people do, like sitting in front of a TV or stuff, just to invest in their thing.
Yeah, and I disagree with that, because with bodybuilding, I mean, you maybe have to dedicate 1 or 2 hours to go train in the gym, and the rest of the day, I think you can live kind of close to a normal person. Maybe, you know, at some parts of the year you have to watch your diet, you know, so you maybe have to make sure that your food is available. I think a lot of, especially these young guys that want to be bodybuilders or these beginner bodybuilders, they think that in order to be a bodybuilder that they can't do anything else in life but, you know, go to the gym and sit around and wait for the next meal. But, you know, ever since I started this, I've always had a full-time job. You know, I was a soldier in the Army. I got deployed to Iraq, and I did all of that while I was still working out in the gym, you know, whenever I could. So I always tell people that are young, I say, you know, you have to work on being a good person first. Be a good man and take care of your responsibilities first, and let bodybuilding come after that, you know? Because, you know, I don't think it's cool for you to be a good bodybuilder but you neglect your children, or you neglect your responsibilities in your house and things like that. You know, you don't help your girl pay the bills, but you're going to the gym. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of stupid.
Yeah, like you said, I mean, there's a lot of healthy nutrition, like being here, like all the protein things. Is it possible to eat burgers and pizza when someone wants to become like you?
Well, sometimes of the year, that's fine. you know, because maybe, you know, it's the off season and you're just trying to grow. You know, I know for me, when I first started, it was really hard for me to gain weight. And what I had to do is I had to eat, you know, a lot of junk food like burgers a few times a day, and then I would eat some healthy meals a few times a day as well. Because
a few times a day?
Yeah, because the junk food would slow my metabolism down in order for me to be able to gain the weight. You know, if I just eat all clean food, I wouldn't do nothing but get leaner. You know, that's how my metabolism was. So I had to eat the junk food to slow my metabolism down. So I think there definitely is a place for it sometimes when you're trying to gain weight. But, you know, but at the same time, you know, even for a person that's not a bodybuilder, it's not healthy to eat pizza and burgers all day, every day anyway, right? You know, so it's not really healthy for anybody. But I do think there's a place for it.
As you can see, people here, they look at you. I wouldn't say they stare, but they look at you. Is it still a compliment for you? Or are there times when you say, please just don't disturb?
No, it's never a situation about don't disturb, but like right now, I'm standing here in a tank top, right, and everybody's looking. So what goes through my head is, oh man, I wonder if they're impressed. I wonder if maybe they think, you know, I'm not, you know, what they thought I would be, or if I live up to their expectations, you know, just hoping that I'm good enough, you know, so when they look at me that they are satisfied or they are pleased with what they see. And that's the kind of stuff that I worry about in a situation like this. You know, I see bodybuilders, and listen, when I first started, there would be times I would see a bodybuilder that I look up to and maybe try to talk to him, and he's like, leave me alone, you know. And I remember how that made me feel, and I know that I never wanted to make anybody else feel like that if I was ever in that position. So there's never a point where I'm like, hey, leave me alone, I'm eating, or leave me alone, I'm working out, you know, because when you come to something like this, it's what it's for you to be able to, you know, get in touch with the people that want to see you. And so I look at it like a privilege and an honor. You know, if someone sees me and they say, oh man, you look amazing, I feel great, you know. And so for me, it's a good thing, yeah.
And for us, it's a good thing you having us here. Thank you very much, Cedric, and thank you for spending us so much time. Thanks.